Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. This is a Republic Notice. The title of this Republic Notice is called The African DNA Controversy and Trickery. The African DNA Controversy and Trickery. You know, and I'm getting tongue twisted saying it, but anyway, it's 2013 and it's December and things are being revealed. Information is coming out real fast and everything. But I noticed, and you're going to notice, that the video numbers on my videos are pretty low in comparison to people putting out some dynamic information. And that's a compliment to me, because I understand that they're more threatened by me, so the infringement will be a whole lot greater, because I'm putting together and merging real truth of the now of your constitutionality with esoteric knowledge, which too many people are not doing. They kind of like putting forth information, but they're not merging in application of esoteric knowledge, which is the real cosmology, along with the constitutionality, which is a big threat. Me talking about constitutionality is a huge threat to the establishment. So that esoteric knowledge mixed with that is dynamo to them. And so the numbers on my videos is going to appear low. And that's why you have a hard time making comments and everything, and a hard time doing this. It's a compliment to me. It's a compliment to me that they need to infringe so much, that they're so threatened by me, that they try to make me look so bony. It's a compliment. See, the ones with the fat and a whole bunch of videos and a whole bunch of followers, just take the example of Tommy Sotomayor, how many followers he got. See, they not threatened by him. They're not threatened by just putting out esoteric knowledge in history. But me talking about this constitutionality and other things that I'm talking about that a lot of people don't know how to tackle, oh yeah, they going to infringe as much as they can infringe. So see the numbers as a compliment, because the chosen few was always a few. And those who are in the biggest numbers are not the chosen anyway. So Tommy Sotomayor is in the biggest numbers. They're not the chosen to do the task, the real task that I'm doing, you know. And a few people going to really understand who I am and going to get on board early on. And so just feeding you information ain't going to be nothing if you don't understand your constitutionality at 400 and 500 years of blood. See, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at 400 and 500 years of blood in modern history that they don't want me to talk about in your constitutionality. So, you know, all the numbers on most videos is going to be way higher than mine, because mine's is the biggest threat. So they're going to big infringement on mine. Okay. But anyway, let's get to this African DNA controversy, this and trickery. Now, this DNA and the seeking of who you are is understanding. You know, it is an understanding that you want to know who you are, but you have to understand that man and his instruments can only see but so much, and people really don't want you to know, just like they don't want you to know you have constitutionality. And that's what my video is about. This is a unique niche that I'm doing. This niche is very unique, and I have studied this for quite a while, so it's unique. And my concept of it as a black woman from, you know, not wealthy beginnings here in North America is unique. So they don't want this uniqueness to get out, that blacks can think like I do. Not just taking knowledge from books, but really having real critical thinking. The critical thinking. Not repeating knowledge you heard, but the critical thinking and application is the real gnosis, okay? Because we can copy from books and we can repeat from books, but the application and the critical thinking is what they don't want. See, they are let you seek all the knowledge that you want and let the numbers flow, and but they're going to infringe on mine, because mine has critical thinking, and mine has esoteric knowledge with critical thinking and constitutionality. And that's why I'm going to tell you, this is trickery with this African DNA. The first trickery is to first of all call you foreigners by the term African American, to identify you as foreigners so they can steal all your wealth from your constitutionality, and they can tell you to go back to Africa where you came from while they tread on your 400 or 500 years blood and human capital investment. That's the first part of the trickery. Now when they feel as though their time is running out in that, now they're going to say, oh, well, somebody lied to you. You're not African. The test came back and you're not African. Somebody lied to you. You're not really that. Okay? See, this whole thing is strategizing for the continent of Africa. See, first it was, you're African American, go back to Africa. Now, this is what they had been saying since the 60s, telling blacks every time blacks said, get off my neck, respect my constitutionality, respect my right to not to be infringed on, respect my right to walk down the street, use facilities, respect my rights to my wealth that's written in the Constitution. And then they say, oh, you Africa, go back to Africa. And then we said we was black, we was African American, we was Negro. And then the trickery now is that everybody want to put forth, oh, somebody lied to you. You're not African. You're Israelite, but you're not African. And the DNA says this and this. Okay, so now that's not benefiting them, telling you you're African, because now the wake up is, well, if I'm Africa and I got this Constitution here, this is a supreme contract on Africa. If I'm African American, this is a supreme contract of holy covenant that says I'm going to inherit Canaan then, and it matches the Bible. See? So no, now you're not African. No, your DNA don't say that. Now here go the 411 of the whole thing that I want you to remember. First of all, your genealogy is in the Bible. Now, you can be propagandized and brainwashed and think you got advanced knowledge to say, oh, they copied this, they copied that, they copied that, you know, or they copied this from the pyramids, or the Ptolemies got some Jews to write this, or that was written by a man. The point is, your genealogy is written in the Bible. That's why they took the Bible in one hand and whipped you, so you would be turned off by it. See, they knew how to do the reverse psychology on you. They knew how to turn it off. They knew soon as they opened up all realms of knowledge, you would turn against what you feel as though is basic knowledge or something that you can take for granted. Okay, that's one thing. Second of all, as we know with Henrietta Lacks, who they took her cells and replicated them and saw some healing power in their cells, that we have a holy bloodline, okay? A holy bloodline that other people don't have. Henrietta Lacks was born from a black Judasian woman. And so one thing is that too, keep that in mind, that genetic, they didn't find that no place else but people who was in North America born from the black Judasian North American woman. Now, the other thing is, when we talk about Africa, most people in Africa don't describe themselves as African. They usually say they Nigerian, they Malawian, they're whatever tribe they are. They're Haussas, they Nigerians, they Liberians, they rarely say, I'm African. Okay, so we got this generalization of black Americans like, oh, I'm African American. Well, the truth is this. We're Shemitic. And most of the people on the continent of Africa is Hamitic. We're Shemitic and Hamitic. Now, don't get beside yourself and say, oh, well, they're way lower than us and we're not them or we're not that. The point of it is, we're much older than the Hamites. The Shemites is much older than the Hamites. So there is a lot of difference. So when you got Isaiah Washington and Oprah and these black stars doing the tests to try to find out a DNA connection, it common sense tell you, if we are the children of Noah and we're connected with Noah, and he had a son Shem and a son Ham, then we're going to have similar DNA. The Bible tell you that, but you say the Bible is not this. Well, the Bible tell you that Noah had son Jephthah, Ham, and Shem. So if the Bible tells you that Noah had 3 sons, and you say, oh, well, my DNA is related to you. Well, the Bible already said that. The Bible already said this was Noah's son. So if you think you're from the same father as Noah, Ham and Shem are brothers. So why wouldn't you find some similar DNA as in Africa if you black American Shemites? Because the Shemites came from Noah just like the Hamites came from Noah. So there's going to be similar DNA. But the Shemites are older. So see, this is the simpleton. This is the simple thing of trying to throw the Bible away. The Bible said that a long time ago. The Bible said that a long time ago that Noah had 3 sons, Ham and Shem and Jephthah. So, I mean, if he had 3 sons and he their father, you don't think you're going to have some similarities as the Hamites by being a Shemite? Get real. See, this is the stupidity. Nevertheless, you're not Hamites. You're Shemites. You're much older than the Hamites. You're much older than the Hamites. You're from the oldest son or the oldest of Noah's children called Shem. Okay? So if you match a little DNA, 1 or 2 splice, that don't mean nothing, but they're not the most holy that have been in North America that did this 400 to 500 years penance in a foreign land that was not theirs, that the Most High said he will put forth and give to the Isaac seed. So we're the Isaac seed, and that's the difference. See, the Bible tells us that too. So you want to throw that away when the Bible, you done prove the Bible correct. You going in there checking DNA and you find out as a Shemite, both of y'all come from Noah, okay? But we are the Isaac heirs in North America. We're the Shemites, we're the oldest one, which means we was there before the Hamites. So we're not the same people. We're not the same people. We have some similar DNA strains, yes. You will find us having similar DNA strains in a lot of things. I mean, they said the mitochondria of Eve was in, Africa or the Fertile Crescent. So, I mean, finding a strain is not nothing really big because you can't look to find the God particle. And see, that's the hook right there. The God particle. It's unseen. So we have to understand that the God particle is what man cannot put his finger on with the instrument. So when you looking at Henrietta Lacks, see, they can see that her cells heal, but they can't see why. They don't understand the God particle of this Holy Spirit penance people in North America. Now, you might have came all together from Noah, but that don't mean you're all the same. If they was with you, you would be with them if they was your people. You can do other testing and you might find yourself similar to another thing. But don't forget the fact that they don't want you to inherit Africa. Don't forget the fact that you was there as the Shemites first. You came before the Hamites. So you touched your foot all over the earth before anybody on earth as the Shemites. The earth is yours. You inherit the earth. So they want to try to carve Africa for themselves. So that's all this whole trickery is about. And then they got stars blowing it up. And then they got a white guy saying, oh, somebody lied to you. And then they got other black people showing how blacks look like islanders and this and that. And like I said, we was all over the earth. We're the Shemites. We're the Shemites. But don't get mistaken of don't acting like that Noah didn't have a son named Ham and Shem. Don't get beside yourself so that you feed these strategists who's now trying to strategize you out of Canaan that's full of diamonds, gold, minerals, rare earth minerals, rare earth pieces, so that China and everybody else in the European Union can move in. Don't fall for the trickery. Don't worry about your DNA. You have the blood of Christ. You have the blood of King Jesus. Accept that, and then you are in the most advanced knowledge of your DNA that you could ever be in, that you're the blood and body of King Yeshua. Need I say more? Let all this BS go. Understand you the blood of King Yeshua, also known as King Jesus, and the spirit of Jesus is the spirit of resurrection, and that you was here if you are the blood of King Jesus and the body of King Jesus, that no one on earth came before you, and that you are the mothers and fathers of all who roam the earth. You are the prior, you are the before the foundations of the world. So don't get hung up in that. Don't get hung up in that. And those who test the DNA and then think they owe them over there, you better watch out, because you might be called in to question infringement on your constitutionality about transferring wealth, and you might move yourself out of contractual position. See, this is the Constitution. Now watch they try to hold this video down. Watch the numbers on this video. That's why I tell you, get on board, replicate my videos. Act like you're smarter than them for once. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.